tweet here in a bit, but the TLDR, as far as like what the intro is going to be and like how I'm going to talk about it, I want to give you guys some thoughts and opinions about like the new Shiyu defense as a whole. And just to preface this, I know I usually jump into the point, which I kind of said it. I just want to preface it real quick. I am not here to argue with anyone about how they feel or don't feel. I legitimately no longer care. The only thing that I kind of care about is the reasonings behind some of these opinions, if you will. And so what I'm going to do is I'm kind of going to address some of the things that we're talking about here in chat, some of the things that I saw on Twitter, and then go from there. He said, why do you ask? Listen, AR, I didn't ask anything, at least not today, and I'm definitely not asking in this video. I asked over my tweet and I said what you don't like about it, and then I proceeded to respond and accept what they didn't like about it. I never asked if somebody liked it or didn't like it. I was asked how I feel about it. I made my statement, and then 5,000 other people who were not asked decided to chime in and give their opinion as well. That has nothing to do with me. I'm gonna keep it a buck, right? That ain't got shit to do with me. Hey, there's an open conversation about something that I kind of care about, but not really. I'm gonna join in. Oh man, you guys are talking about how much you love fucking PlayStation? Bro, PlayStation. I hate PlayStation. You know, Xbox is where it's at. You guys, nah, it's cool. It's AR, it's cool. I understand. You know what I mean? Like everyone jumps in at different points, but it's just funny to me. You know the one meme with the guys in the corner, and the guys in the corner, he's like, they don't know that I'm something, right? And then the other guys are over in the corner, like, we can hear you, and they all just do a thumbs up, like no one gives a f. And then they keep talking about whatever it. That meme gets me every time because it's a perfect representation, not just the gotcha space, it's the internet. It's a perfect representation of the internet as a whole. Giving your opinion or sharing whatever the fuck it is about some shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. No one who's directly involved gives a fuck about whatever the fuck Billy Ray Joe has to say from 5,000 miles away. No one cares, right? But anyway, taking that into consideration, going into the actual thing here, let me pause the music real quick so that it doesn't kind of sneak into the video, okay? Love you too, girl. Love you too. So my thing about it with the current Shiyu defense, I'll go ahead and state up front, I like this new Shiyu defense. I think it's a really good grounded start to getting players to understand a lot more about in-game as a whole. Now, where am I getting this from? Why do I feel this way? I'll go ahead and say it up front, and I think all of us can kind of agree on this. The previous Shiyu defense or previous in-game has always been seen as a joke. The entirety of 1.0 all the way up to 1.4, if I'm not mistaken, was Shiyu defense. There was no other end game, and everyone said it was easy. That's where the whole like Mr. Poke blindfolded thing, because EO said it was difficult, like you needed this, then he does it blindfolded or whatever, right? Boom. That's where that comes from, okay? So all of that, Shiyu defense, super easy, piss easy. Zenless has no end game. Zenless end game, super easy. Play it blindfold, right? That was the thing, cool. So 1.4 rolls around, we get Deadly Assault. Deadly Assault happens, and now it's a little challenging, but it's like more rewarding. No one's getting kills yet, because no one knows you can kill. Really fun, because a points-based system, you need 20K. Insert complaints about, oh my God, we need 3 teams. Wait, what? We can't, huh? I don't have 3. How come I need, wait, I need the new limited K. And now we get into the whole discussions about power creep, this, that, and the third, and whatever the fuck else is going on. So then we go past that point and we get tower, we get simulation threshold, we get the, I guess, shield version of Deadly Assault. And now we're here, or I guess right before we get to this point, we're still at Shiyu defense, which is still considered piss easy, even though it's not. And there's so many more lessons involved in Shiyu defense. Now, what was one of the main things about Shiyu defense that most players that played Shiyu defense understood how to operate Shiyu, okay? Old Shiyu defense. One of the key things was mob clearing. Now, I've had a video talking about this before, and I've talked about it on stream and tried to like educate a lot of people about this particular thing. Most of the time you waste in Shiyu defense is not on the boss. It's not because you didn't do enough damage. It's not because the fucking 5-minute timer. It's not because the boss decided to stall you for 2 seconds. And I try to explain this to people back then, but they don't want to hear that. They only want to be validated in why the game is wrong and they're doing nothing wrong. Mob clearing is a skill. I had to learn it. Soul had to learn it. You had to, anyone, right? Anybody has to learn what this is, okay? Mob clearing is essentially taking out that first wave of mobs as fast as possible. Why is mob clearing important? Because it allows you to build up resources so that you go into the boss fight and unload whatever you got going on. It allows you to have a strategy from, you know, point A to point B and then finish out your routes. It teaches you how to group if you need to be able to group them together. And it also teaches you a couple different traits. One of the traits that it'll teach you is something along the lines of like, for instance, with the, and we'll go over here in a bit. You know what? Actually, let me just show you. Let me just show you real quick. I'm gonna try and show you guys what I'm talking about here. I think I have it here with Lycon. Yeah, I do. So I'm going to show you guys something with Lycon, right? This is something that as I progressively played inside of the new Shiyu defense, right? I've done over 24 hours of just straight up testing. This is something that I learned. So one of the key things that I was doing before, and it was because as I was approaching Shiyu and all of my homies, all the people that are playing the game before me, they're all saying the same thing. This new Shiyu is bad because front loaded damage. You have to unload all your resources like ASAP so that you maximize the amount of time or damage multiplier you get from the score, right? In that first minute. So when I'm looking at this, one of the key things I remember reading about and seeing was that Hugo players or Hugo teams were cashing out all of their skills. They were like, don't even bother going for the stun, just like swing out as many EX skills with Hugo as you can, get the damage done and like speed up the process. I tried it that way and it was dog shit. I don't know how they were doing it. Like, I'm not saying they're bad players, but I don't know how the f they were doing that, right? Like cashing out with Hugo and then going into the next phase. Like there's clearly something that I wasn't doing or I don't know about Hugo, which is that's on me. So guess what? I had to find a different way, because if I did it their way, on my account or with my skill level, I was going all the way deep into like 4 minutes, like 10 seconds left before I even got to the actual fight. And then because of what this fight is, I got to go right into the Minato fight. So instead, after about maybe like 15-30 minutes of me like looking at this, I watched how they moved, okay? And I get it. Not everybody has time to do stuff like this. Again, my content is not for people that don't give a f. I'm gonna leave it at that. If you don't care about your own game and your own like player level or just getting better, I can't help you. And I'm being so serious. This isn't me being like an elitist. This isn't me saying that I don't care about how the casual or average player feels. I'm quite literally saying I'm understanding where you're coming from and how you feel. I am not gonna sit in the corner pouting with you because it's a waste of time. So instead, I am showing you how to get through it so that you can get the carrot on the stick that you care so much about. If you don't care enough to do that on your own or with the help that any of us provide, I can't help you beyond that. I'm not jumping on your account to clear it. I can't like log into your brain and play the game for you. I can't teleport like Nightcrawler from X-Men and play the game. I can't do it. You have to do it on your own. So I spent just a couple minutes looking at the patterns of this mob. I noticed that at first they come together, right? They jump in, they come together. After about 2 or 3 seconds, one of them is gonna flip in the air and give me the parry animation or the parry opportunity. The next one is gonna do the same thing almost half a second later. And the third one is gonna charge on the ground. What this taught me was I can actually prioritize which mob I want to go for and why. What you're going to see me doing here after potentially getting hit is going for Lycons, just like some basics, a charged attack. And I believe I'm going to wait for the parry or I'm going to go straight into lighter because there's 2 different routes I can take depending on which one charges. Basically, if I'm hitting the one that's charging or not. So you see I'm here, I go into lighter and you see me run around, right? This is a new tactic that I ended up picking up through my trial and error, because if I stay in lighter, let me go back a little bit right here. If I let lighter come out and I did my punch or my flurry, anything, he'll punch them too far away, which means I'm only gonna be able to get 2 of them. The other is gonna be somewhere else, right? So I run around so that I can get a cleaner shot at lining them up. I still miss it, but I end up picking, you see that, right? Oh, okay. I pick up all 3 of these guys with 1 EX skill. Now, what does that mean? What does this mean? Look at the stun bar. Boom, boom, boom. Stunned. I've activated like, because my lighter's on Coleta's Hellfire gear, so I activated my damage boost from that. They're stunned. Now guess what? Hugo comes out. He gets to all 3 of them. Deleted. EX skill. Cleaned them up just like that. 10 seconds. I probably could have gotten that faster depending on like being a master Hugo player, but I'm not. I know the basics a little bit more, but you know, you get what I'm saying. We move on. Now this mob here, these guys are a bitch, okay? This mob is probably where you're gonna spend like the wasting of your time. For those that are like on the video, I am making a Shiyu defense guide. Right now, you can pay attention to what I'm saying, but only for the sake of helping yourself. I am gonna make a guide that goes over this stuff a little bit more in depth. So if I speed through this stuff, it's only to prove my point of what I'm talking about earlier. This isn't the actual guide. So here, I noticed the same thing, right? These 2, I hate mobs like, and I bitch about this shit in Wuthering Waves all the time. I hate mobs that purposely run away. The mobs that like are together at one point and then they somehow teleport away or backdash or whatever, and they just shoot projectiles. You will spend 42 minutes chasing down these weak ass mobs that can be killed with 1 EX skill. So instead, I use Lycon's dash attack, which is gonna help me push one into the other, and I immediately go for that stun. Boom, 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 boom. Bam, pop the double EX skill. I just held it. Look, they get stunned. I don't have to worry about Dullahan because he's gonna come after me anyway. Dullahan's aggressive. He want the smoke. Dullahan wants the smoke. He's gonna come after me. I don't have to chase him. I get the stun. I go into Hugo. Guess what? Now they're dead again. GG's. EX skill go right back into Lycon. Now I can fight Dullahan. He's gonna give me all the parry opportunities. I get to play him like normal, and I still got over 30 seconds left on the clock. So now here I am. I'm trying to make sure that I'm activating all my buffs, Protopunk or Swing Jazz if I have it. I'm making sure that I put all 20 stacks on him, and I'm going for that stun as soon as possible, right? That parry would have gave me that stun. I missed it. That's on me. Right here, boom. I use Lycon's ult or chain attack just to make sure that I got Swing Jazz activated. I don't want to miss it. And because I know that I'm not gonna stun the other guy in time for me to like waste decibels, I can just pop my ult right now. And so when I read people saying like, oh, you have to burn your resources, I was gonna do it anyway. That's my whole thing, right? If I were speed running this particular floor in old Shiyu, if I were speed running this to try and get a sub 60-second clear, I was going to do this anyway. Because if I don't do this and I just did a regular EX skill, now I have to do it again or stun him again. I was already gonna do it. And Giannis, exactly. So when I said before, I think this Shiyu helps players understand and encourages them, or rather guides them into how to operate Shiyu defense as an end game, right? Learning different strategies. This is one of the things that I was talking about. I had to sit there with, and this is different per team. I'm not unloading all my resources the same. You'll see that when I make the guide. So as I do it with Hugo, it's okay for me to pop the ult. He's gonna get it back, right? I only get one shot anyway. GG's. And he's gone. I missed a little bit of damage there, right? My Hugo's not cracked out, so I do have to use EX skill or something. And I go right over here. Minato, it's time to get the party started. I got less than 20 seconds left on the clock. Now is where I'm like, okay, I need to get this stun. Because I'm playing double stun, what does that mean? I can absolutely get a stun in 20 seconds. Absolutely. Boom. Burning everything, put the 20 stacks on him. Bam, hit that boy with the ultimate from Lycon. Waiting for the parry after this. Or going straight for the lighter ult, right? Because I can. Boom, just like that. Hit that boy. Give it to me. Bam, bam. And I realize I can save my ult. If I get those parries, I can save my ult, bro. I'm just barely off. Look at that. Barely off. Now imagine if I didn't try and save my ultimate for the next stun, knowing that I don't have to save my ultimate for the next stun because Minato's just attacking for free. He's giving me all the parry opportunities. I missed a parry, right? So if I didn't miss that parry, he would be stunned right now before that 4th minute. That's my fault. Learning lesson, right? Oh no, but the game, if the game didn't have a timer, if the game didn't have a, nope, my fault. Let's go back and check the tapes, right? Something that we learned from fighting games. Rewatch the tapes. Go back and watch the tapes, right? I'm sitting on an ultimate with Lighter. For how long? As soon as Minato appears, I have Lighter's ultimate. I'm losing decibels. This whole time, I could have gotten this stun in 10 seconds or less, including the parries, right? I should have popped ultimate right there, but I go on a Lycon instead. Now I've already activated my Swing Jazz earlier than I probably should have. So now I'm fucking up my damage, right? The rotation. And I could have just done it. Boom, there's my parry right there. I get to smash him in his face and I could have popped that ultimate. I'm burning meter. Why? I have an ult. I'm wasting decibels. Learning lesson. That's my fault. It's crazy that I have to point these things out. And so my whole thing about like learning Shiyu or teaching Shiyu, it's okay to accept and acknowledge that some issues exist in the new mode because it's not perfect. Even I said that. And so how do you fix it, right? How do you go about that? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why I said in my tweet, the only real issue after like 24 hours of only testing Shiyu defense, the only real issue is that 4th to 3rd minute. None of the other problems are actual issues, but we've now turned this into, I want my rewards. This isn't fair to me and my account because of the decisions that I made or the RNG that I had, the bad luck that I had. My luck is terrible on my account. I have backlogs you can check on the channel. Like I spend money, sure, but I haven't spent money on my game in like the last 4 or 5 months. And if I do get a donation, it's once every what, 3 banners, 3, 4 banners, something like that. Guys, I am not fucking just wailing. People think, oh, you're wailing, you can just buy your way out. No, I don't. If I miss something, I miss it. And I'll grind the game until I get it. That's really all it is. I do the same thing a lot of you guys do. The difference is my level of skill at playing the game. I don't care. Like, oh man, I'm gonna miss my one pull. Guys, I go, and and anyone in chat that actually like is in my Discord, they could verify this too. I go weeks without playing Zenless Zone Zero because I just don't feel like it. The amount of times I've missed all of these weekly rewards because I just don't feel like it. All the free pulls or Victorian tickets before they just changed it, all of that shit. I just don't play the game. I'm not sweating on the game 24/7 like you guys think. And this is, you guys are making it. That's what, if Sarah's still in here, and like, Sarah, I do want to apologize if that came off as rude when I made that comment, but I do also want to say the same thing, right? The reason why I said it's like a basement level excuse is because every single time someone tries to confront me with like what they think I do, I show them that I don't do that. Then they come up with another excuse anyway. It's always moving the goalpost and never accepting, yeah, maybe you know what, EO might be right on that one. Like, okay, well, he did that, I could do it too. And that's my whole thing, is I'm just encouraging more players to realize you can do it too. The Ren tweet, which we'll get into in a little bit here, the Ren tweet was not to show people like, oh yeah, if you sweat all your life away, you could do this too. No, it's to show you that somebody that doesn't actively play the game is in the same exact free-to-play position, if not worse, than a lot of the year one players, is still able to clear with the worst team in the fucking game, or one of the worst teams in the game. And here comes everyone else. Oh, well, Ren's an amazing player. He's so cracked at playing video games because blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, Ren actually, no one can play Anton. He's the #1 Anton. That don't make Anton good, right? So like now finishing out where we are here, okay? Speed it up a little bit. Get back to this point. Hey, what up, Ren? I finally get my stun. And so now I missed out on my 5 times window and I have to capitalize, thankfully, in my 4.2 window. I get it here. You see I'm doing the Hugo tech. Total Eyes is already activated. I was able to get my chain attack with Lycan by sneaking it in there. So now I get to start off my stun at about 30 instead of whatever it is. You know what I mean? And now because I understand, okay, well, since I didn't use my ult, now I can use my ult now. We can get this second stun probably before he goes into my asthma, which will help me keep the 4.2 or 3.5 multiplier. All I'm doing is playing the game based around, even if you wanted to count the timer, which again, I think that 4th to 3rd minute drops dramatically way too fast. I'm still doing the same shit I was gonna do anyway. And now I like, look, now I have fucking miasma. After this shit says 339, that 3.5 multiplier goes away. If I were speed running, all of these things I would have done anyway. If you remove the multiplier and I'm going for the sub 60-second kill, I would have done the same shit anyway, because old Shiyu Defense has taught me that. It's taught me about mob clearing and being as efficient as possible with my time. The new Shiyu Defense is trying its best. And again, there are some issues, but it's trying to teach you as a player how to be more efficient with your time. So I get, like, I understand the multiplier issue. I'm not really a fan of when like everyone is saying like you have to front load your damage. And like, I think it just might be a team diff. Again, from my testing, I have not had to do that. Hugo, I'm playing like Hugo. I'm having to optimize Hugo play a lot better. And I personally like that. I won't say a Hugo main, but I've become someone that really does like Hugo because I've had to find a way to optimize him. And each stunner makes him do different things, right? That feels nice to me. There's another one that I have with the Soldier 11. And I watched Soul's video this morning explaining the new Soldier 11 and how she operates from like an input perspective. There's a clip or a video that I have playing Soldier 11 that will be in the guide. And I don't know how to play the new Soldier 11 at all. I'm actually playing her incorrectly and I still get the 25k. Imagine if I played her correctly with the new Soldier 11, P1, not P6. That's fucking 30k minimum because she's on the levels of Evelyn, if not better. I did one with Nekomata, 25k. I did one with Nekomata and Seed, 36k or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, which that surprised the shit out of me. I did one with Seed and Billy, over 25k, like 27 if I'm not mistaken, something like that. I put in work. I just practiced. That's all I did. But at the end of the day, as I keep trying to get people to understand, I get it. You have some issues. You don't like these things about the game. It's okay. It's okay to not like some things about the game. I don't make content for you. I don't propose questions for you. And the reason I hammer that point in is because there's this weird expectation with me exclusively. I have this weird expectation from the rest of the community that I'm supposed to bend the knee at the community's like desires and whims and not just play the game. I don't want to. I don't hate things. I don't hate the new Shiyu. I don't hate Deadly Assault. I don't hate the scoring system. Can it use work? Absolutely. And I'm with you on that. I tried to make that super clear by writing it in fucking text form in the tweet. And some people still purposely ignored that. How could you not see the 3 teams as a problem? Because you've been playing the game for almost 2 years. When you start Zenless Zone Zero, you're immediately given 1 team for free. And you have 1 team. So here's the problem with why I don't think the 3-team thing is an issue and why I adamantly stand behind this. It is a personal problem. I don't care what anyone says. It is a personal problem. You are choosing certain actions. I'll explain what that means. The game gives you 1 team for free, the Cunning Hares. Up to this point, and even I won't be surprised if Rezi does it as well, up to this point, the Cunning Hares have been able to successfully defeat all forms of in-game. Every single one of them. Do you have to do more work? Do you have to become a better skilled player? Yes, absolutely. You're playing a bare bones team. That's like fighting the Elite Four with fucking Charizard, Caterpie, and Rattata. You have to do work. You have to find a different strategy that is not available, or rather not as comfortable as you would if you went into the Elite Four with a fucking Mewtwo, Charizard, and Venusaur, right? Like, you have to change things because you made the decision to do X, Y, and Z. Cool. Second team, the game up to this point, again, if you've been playing for the last 1.5 years, almost 2 years, you have an assortment of free characters. We just got Zhao. Ye Xiongwang is the shield. Everyone can get her. Like, it's guaranteed. Even if you lose the 50-50, it's guaranteed you're gonna get Ye Xiongwang. We got Haramasa. This is a big one. We have Minato. We've had Piper or Lucy at one point. I always get them confused on who's who. Not who's who, but who we got for free. But we had one of them given to us for free at one point. We've been given Seth for free at one point. You have all of these assortment or opportunities of free characters available to you that you would have been able to collect throughout your year 1 days of playing. You have teams or options. Let's change this statement to be more accurate so that it represents how a lot of you guys are trying to explain yourselves. You don't want to use the options available to you on your account, so you haven't invested into them because you don't like them. This is a much more accurate statement that I would accept, and I'm sure other people would accept as well, when you're trying to deliver your point. I have these things, I don't want to play them, and so I would prefer playing something else. Now we can get into, plus a standard selector, plus the free 40 pull that you get early on in the game, plus all the other standards you would have gotten. You have 3 teams, like, or the opportunity. So it's like you deciding to not use what the game has given you or what you've received because you just don't want to, doesn't mean that you don't have 3 teams. Having 3 teams isn't hard for the quote unquote player who's been playing since year 1 or even since year 2. So let's talk about the player who it is hard for, because there is a truth in that. If you just started the game around like August, July, it's gonna be real hard for you. It's gonna be a little harder for you, right? You're coming in during patches where there's already an established meta, but the previous meta is like trying to be countered, i.e. anomaly. You don't really know what to pull. A lot of the options available to you aren't lining up, and if they do line up, they're back to back. So it's harder to get a full team of like what you want to invest into. That is absolutely valid. And I'm never talking about that type of player. I don't think that player is ready for in-game yet. And it's not because of their skill. It's not because, they haven't played long enough. It's just because they're brand new. According to the game, you're at a certain point now where you're still building up your account, and that's completely okay. So now we move from that point and we get into like why that matters. The carrot dangling in the stick thing, because they've been conditioned to believe that all in-game, all things in the game that have some form of premium currency, they are entitled to it. You are not. This goes into my whole description about like what in-game actually is, and trying to deliver that information or definition versus arguing with people who see in-game as a currency collector. I can't have those conversations. I can't have those debates. I can't have those arguments. I can't help you. If you think of in-game as a currency collector and you feel entitled to it for any given reason, I don't care what the reason is. I'm making that clear right now. I personally do not give a what you think the reason is as to why you believe in-game should be a currency collector. I don't agree. And so because I don't agree, I do the thing that you also have the ability to do. I go on about my day with my own intentions to do whatever the fuck I want in life. Just as you can go on about your day and do whatever the fuck you want. Here is where that problem cannot coexist with someone like me. We're not going about our day. Hey, I don't like this new in-game. All right, cool. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. I'm just not gonna play it. Okay, perfect solution. Don't play it. Like, there's no harm in that at all. Like, no one can shame you for that. You can't even shame yourself for that. And then I go on to play in game and have a good time. That's it. Then what happens after that, and Skiz, give me just a moment, I'll read that super chat. Thank you, by the way. What happens after that, or rather instead of that, it turns into, hey, I can't clear this in game. They should change it. Why? Well, because I can't clear it. Okay, well, why can't you clear it? Well, because the developers did, no. Let's take a giant step back. You would receive more results, more positive results if you walked back how you're trying to get to this final point. What do I mean by that? As I demonstrated earlier, right, with showing you guys all of this here, okay, with what's going on. And let's, you know, same thing, right? You're looking for who you have on your account. You're looking at this screen. Let's walk it all the way back. I want to clear against Ice Minato. I did not pull Yadhari because I wanted to save up for Ye Xiongguang, and I have Miyabi, maybe, but I think that, you know, Ice is weak or whatever. They've nerfed Miyabi. I don't fucking know the reason. Doesn't matter. What do you have available to fight Minato? What do you think is going to be the best matchup in your account to fight Minato? And this is where I try and get you guys to understand that, at least with me, I don't care what you do with other creators. I don't care what you do on Twitter. I don't care what you do with other players. I don't care what you do in other Discords. If you are trying to approach me, haha, JoJo meme. Anyway, if you're trying to approach me with what you think might be an issue, come with some form of like, I need help. If you want it. If you don't care to clear it, we don't even have to have the conversation. It's not a big deal. It's not, right? But if you're coming with the intention to clear it and you don't know how you can clear with your account, instead of trying to charge somebody up about why they're wrong because you just don't like something, ask fucking questions. I don't know what it is about the gacha space and like why you guys are so prone to just asking for help or asking for assistance in whatever it is or a thought or anything like that. Just fucking ask, bro. And like Chungus, I can't even address that. Like, how about we make in-game hard and not predatory at the same time? You are playing the definition of predatory. By default, I can't address that. And I'm not gonna call you dumb because that's not what I mean, right? But this is, I wanna Google this because I feel like I've been using this term wrong. Just for a sec. In fallacy, right? No, that's not it. Is it it's a something fallacy, right? Okay, I'm using it right. I had to double check. I'm using it right. When you guys say that, it's a fallacy. It's a logical fallacy. It doesn't make sense. Logically, it just doesn't line up. Not the sunken cost is the money thing. I can't quit the game because I've spent 5,000 hours on the game. I can't quit the game because I've spent $500 on the game. That's sunken cost fallacy. Logical fallacy in this particular instance here, right, is going off of what Chungus just said. How about you make in-game that's hard but not predatory at the same time, but you're playing a predatory, the game inherently is predatory. You guys keep treating gacha games as if they're just normal free-to-play games, but they're not. You want to know a normal free-to-play game? Fortnite. You want something free that you can play for fucking ever without having to spend a single dime? Fortnite. Roblox. Minecraft isn't free, but you choose to play the one game that is based around gambling. Apex Legends, thank you. Brawlhalla. Like, you're playing the game based around fucking gambling. The whole gacha is gamble. What do y'all think gacha means? Y'all think it just means bomb ass free to play game? Like, no, it means gotcha. Oops, I got your wallet. Got your wallet. You're gambling. So when you say something like that, right? Make this, but not predatory. The game itself as a whole is predatory. FOMO is designed around the predatory aspect of the game. That's why there's a quote that came around with Genshin whenever I first got in like gachas. The only people who truly win at gacha games are the ones that get everything out of it, all of their enjoyment, without spending a single dime, because they have defeated the purpose of the game. So you can't do that. You can't make it. Now, can you make things to help alleviate what you might feel is predatory? Yes, but you can't do both. It doesn't exist. No single game does that. As far as a gacha game goes, none of them do that because they're gachas inherently. They're already predatory. So going back to what I was saying about like assistance, right? Asking for help or trying to get to that point where you can clear. A lot of the times, y'all see this with my channel, but in a different way. You guys see this on Kate's channel. You see this on ALG's channel. Josh is streaming right now, helping people build their accounts. You see it on Josh's channel. You guys see so many creators helping other people. And one of the main reasons why they can't clear is their fucking builds are dick. You don't know how to build characters. Then you'll blame it on RNG. You just don't know how to build something. So when you don't know how to build a team or build a character, you don't understand proper team building. That's a whole skill in itself. I'm going to turn the game on so I can kind of like go into what I'm talking about. You don't understand team building at all. Then you don't know how to play the team. We're talking about resistances and I'm looking on my screen. This boss has one resistance, physical. There's one. Thank you, Shiro. And that's what I mentioned earlier, right? If we change the way that, I don't know why my voice cracked right there. If we change the way that we say certain things or address the issues that we have, my account is not fully prepared for this new end game because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would make a much more convincing discussion to help you clear whatever it is. But when you guys keep trying to say collectively that, oh, no average player is ready for this, no one can clear this except sweats, and then someone does it who's not a sweat, what's your excuse then? Oh, well, they have the signature W engine for their DPS character and you don't? Why don't you have it? Well, because I don't pull on W engines. Whose fault is that? It's not the game's. Oh, well, I don't have the currency to pull on W engines. Why not? So if you can't get the signature W engines, you're just playing with no engine? Like you just don't have no engines at all. You're not building nothing. You're not crafting nothing. You're not getting the free event engines. Use what you have to get what you want. You get a loan from the bank so that you can start up a business. But in order for you to get to the point that you need to be at, somebody up above is like, you need $1 million, but I'm gonna give you 200K to get your startup going. I'm gonna help you start it up with 200K. You gonna start complaining because you don't have the million? Oh my God, bro, I can't get to where I want to go because I don't have the million. The government makes it so unfair. Life is so unfair. You just got $200,000 for free to help you get to the point that you can get the million. Focus on what you can control instead of what you can't control. I'm circling back full screen to what I keep talking about. My whole thing that I've been trying to push with my content, especially as of late, is providing or helping you guys find solutions and answers on the things you can control. I don't care about what you can't control. It doesn't matter to me because I can't control it and I can't get on your account and do it either, you know? And so like, I'll end the video off here. My intentions are never to disregard or invalidate how you feel about the new endgame, a character, Shiyu, whatever. You're allowed to feel how you feel. Oh shit, the straw's in the camera. Damn, this whole time, y'all didn't say shit. You're allowed to feel how you feel about the end game and all that kind of stuff, right, guys? I'm just not the creator. I'm not the person, even if I wasn't a creator. I'm not the person that's going to sit and wallow with you. Like I just won't. I have so many other issues in life that I could be thinking about that I choose not to, but I could be thinking about all these other issues and like how to deal with them. The last thing I want to do is bitch, moan, and complain about something in a video game that I can either beat it, like learn how to beat it, not play it, or do something else with my time. No, that doesn't mean I don't love the game. No, that doesn't mean that I don't want to clear whatever it is or hope that the game gets better. I'm just not wasting my time on something that I have somewhat control over. So if you listen to the rest of this video or the whole thing of this video, which I don't know how this strung about, I'm just kind of like ranted, you know? If you got all this, again, I'm not gonna ask you like how you feel about it or what you think should change or whatever, because we've already had those conversations. My question that I would want to ask you guys, and I hope that more people answer, do you want to get to a point where you're comfortable clearing in the game regardless of what's going on or not? That would be the question that I ask. And if that is the case, we can help you. If that's not the case, we can't help you. That's not problematic to say. That's not a bad thing. It's just asking yourself that question, being honest with yourself, and then answering it, and then proceeding to move accordingly after that. Give me the struggle. Hey man, if you want it, you know, if you want it, hey, it is what it is. But at the same time, right, I will say, and I'm gonna repeat this, and this will also be repeated in my guide that I'm gonna make to help players be able to deal with the Shiyu defense as well. There are some issues, absolutely. Again, I don't really think the issues that you guys think are an issue, and I'm saying this, mind you, I guess I should have started that off first. None of what I did my test on are from my own account. I did not have access to my M1 Yidhari or Dailin or my M1 trigger. Nope, none of that. All of the tests that I did are 3 cost or below. If you don't know what the cost system is, it's okay, I'll explain it. The cost system is basically 3 limited or premium, whatever, however you want to call it, 3 limited options on the team total. So this could mean 3 limited characters, but all of them have no limited engines. This could mean 3 free characters, but all of them have limited engines, right? And you can mix and match however you want to, but the end result is that it's 3. I was able to do this across the board and get my 25K with not sweating. I didn't have to play my ass off. I didn't have to sit here for 10 hours trying to clear something. The minimum that I would have done something for was like 30 minutes to an hour just to learn what it is that I'm doing wrong so that I can make the guide and then share that information with you guys so that you don't have to do the thing wrong, right? That's really all it is. You don't have to sweat or think the way that you do about the game and like clearing shit, because it really doesn't take that much. It doesn't take that much. But that's gonna be it. That's gonna wrap it up. I will see you guys whenever I make that guide. And yeah, Chungus, this is literally, look, this is literally Hugo's team. This isn't even with Dylan. Look at it. You can see the 25K. I achieved the S rank. Lycan is on Steam Oven, M0. Lighter is M0 using Coleta's W engine. That's free. Hugo is using his engine and him. This is a 3-cost team. How can you clear next patch if you only hit 26K? I will deal with that when the next patch comes, because for all I know, Ice Week enemies won't be here next patch. There might not be a matchup for Hugo next patch, so I probably won't even use Hugo for the next patch. You guys are worried about something in the future that you haven't even gotten to yet. Mind you, if you play it, or rather have sound reasoning to provide for the game, the developers, like, hey, change these things, they're more than likely able to make those adjustments, give or take how they feel about whatever's going on. And this also comes down to, which we have a chart, not a chart, but like there's evidence in the game. HP has not been going up recently. It's gone up, down, up, down. They've increased it, then they've decreased it. They've been fucking around with stats. They've been doing a lot of different things. The game is going to get harder. They literally said this, and I'm not sure, maybe Chungus, if you like didn't watch the video that they put out, the dev live stream, or if you didn't read the articles, like some people don't, it's okay. It's okay if you don't, right? I'm just letting you guys know that they straight up said it from their own mouths that they were making the game harder. Going into 3.0, technically it was at the start of 2.0, but going into 3.0, their goal was to make in-game more challenging and still try and find a way to make it fun for the players. They're trying to find this balance right now. You can't get something perfect the first time you try it. It's their first new rendition of Shiyu Defense. It's gonna have some kinks, and they're gonna work out those kinks in order to help people, you know, get better associated with it. In the event you can't clear it, let's just say that for whatever reason Minato is back and you can't clear it. You've tried everything. It's just not possible for you to clear it. Nothing works, right? Your stats are perfect, your team's perfect, your routine's perfect, your rotation's perfect, you hit every crit, nothing can change. You can't get past that 25K, okay? What are you missing, bro? Like, it's like 80 polychrome, something like that, right? I will personally give you 80 polychrome. I'll do you one better. I'll give you $10 worth of polychrome. I'll dump it into your account. Like Chungus, I'll make a deal with you right now. I'm assuming you play Hugo, because like you might be worried about that. I don't know. Can you clear this? Can you clear room 3 with Hugo if you're playing with Hugo with 25K to get your clear? Because if you can't do it right now, I'll make the deal with you. I will try and personally help you clear this. I'm not playing it for you. I will walk you through things if you want to, right? If you want to get better at that, I will help you do it. It doesn't even matter if you're playing Hugo or not. And then next patch, next rotation of Shiyu Defense, you're on your own. If you can use Miyabi 35K, bro, you're chilling then. I can't even make the deal with you. I'm gonna finish what I was saying though, just so people know how serious I was. I was gonna say that if you can't currently clear room 3, you can't get your 25K, then I would help you get this 25K, boom. Then next rotation, you're on your own. And if you can't get your 25K on your own after learning what we went through together, I would just give you the pool version or the equivalent of whatever you would miss ×2. That's what I would have done. Just to prove my point even further, that you can absolutely do some of the things in the game that you think you might be limited by. But you cleared with 35K with Miyabi, so you're chilling. Anyway, damn, this video's fucking an hour. I be ranting, bro. Goddamn. I can't say my usual outro because it's inappropriate for YouTube. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Smell you later. This will be a legendary snipe. This will be a legendary snipe. Legendary snipe. Bring it home. No!